Lordy, 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 lord. I was having a conversation with someone today. First of all, my bad. If you're not signed up to the email list, you guys know what to do. The link's in the bio. Make sure you sign up to the email list. All right? You're going to get much more motivation, challenges, daily emails, ways to change your whole mindset and thought process so you no longer rely on just motivation. It makes you a more disciplined person, and it makes you become the best version of yourself you can possibly be. Now we've got that out of the way, I need to have a rant. Today's rant is the conversation I was having. And the conversation I was having with somebody, they said they want to be able to train the same way I train and as frequently as I train, but I just don't have the time. I said, what did your schedule look like on average, a daily schedule? Well, they say, well, I go from work. What time do you start work? Well, I usually start work at around 8:30. What time do you finish work? I finish at 5. Okay. Go to the gym after work. Yeah, I would go to the gym, but it's like I always pack my gym bag, and then it comes to the end of work, and then I just can't be arsed when I'm in the gym, and then just have shit sessions, or sometimes I end up not going because I'm just so knackered from work and my boss did it. Okay, go gym before work. The thing about going gym before work is I wake up for work at 6:30, and then that must mean, like, for me, I'm gonna have to wake up at 4 to get to the gym for 4:30 to then an hour and a half, and then I'm gonna have to shower, then I'm gonna... Alright, go to gym on your lunch break. On my lunch break? Well, my lunch break, I only have an hour and Bro, one thing you need to realize is you're never going to have the perfect scenario. So, get the perfect scenario out of your head. Now the perfect scenario is out of your head, we now need to focus on the root problem. The root problem isn't that you have work. The root problem isn't that you can't wake up. The root problem isn't how you feel after work. The root problem isn't even that you don't have enough time on your lunch break. The root problem is you want it to feel like you want to do it. That's where the problem is. You want it to feel convenient, or you want it to feel like you want to wake up, or you want it to feel like you have enough energy after work. The worst thing as a man you can do is understand how you feel. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people that say, oh, you can't say that. Men's mental health. You should be able to consider how you feel. I did not say you shouldn't feel anything. I said the worst thing you can do as a man is to understand how you feel. Meaning, is to put your feelings as a primary driving factor to how you respond to life. You cannot allow your feelings to dictate your actions. Now, there's always going to be some idiot. He's so unempathetic. He doesn't have any emotions. He's so raw. I'd argue the opposite. I'd argue that I actually feel more than the average person. It's just there's a difference between feeling and having emotions and allowing your feelings and your emotions to dictate your actions. I would even go as far as saying the most detrimental and dangerous thing you can do as a man is to operate based off of how you feel. The reason why is this. If you always operate based off of how you feel, you will get nothing done. And not only would you have nothing, you would be of decadence to yourself. Because the things that make you a stoic man, the things that make you a valued man, the things that make you a competent man are going to be on the other side of doing shit you don't feel like. Let's go back to that story of the conversation I had. If you put aside how you feel, I don't want to wake up in the morning to go to the gym. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Neither do I. but I put aside how I feel in order to get the results that I want. I don't put importance on how I feel. I put importance of what results do I want above how I feel. You're not always going to feel like waking up in the morning to go to the gym. You're not always going to feel like making money. You're not always going to feel happy. You're not always going to feel motivated. You're not always going to feel like paying the bills. You're not always going to feel like stopping at a red light. You're not always going to feel like not drinking. You're not always going to feel like having a healthy diet. But you know what? You don't have to act on your feelings. If you were to look at a school shooter got so much rage that he didn't know how to control his emotions, that he turned up to the school, knock knock, opens the door, A, B, C. Bro, he's operating based off of emotions. He could not handle his emotions, so he acted off of how he feels. You don't have, like, I can't stress it enough. See, the words are even leaving my mouth. You should not be operating based off of how you feel. You can't afford to, because that's how you end up sloppy. That's how you end up slow. That's how you end up incompetent. That's how you end up on the other side of what people call depression, because of you are operating based off of how you feel. You're putting your emotions above your actions. What you need to do is weigh up the odds and say, this is the end result I need. Regardless of how I feel, I accept that I'm not always going to feel like this. I accept that there are going to be days where I don't feel as happy, or I don't feel as motivated, or I don't feel like doing X, Y, and Z. But regardless of how I feel, I'm still going to take the correct action I need to take. Bro, your missus wants to go out to eat. You might be so shattered you don't feel like going out to eat. You have a duty to take her out to go and eat. It's not so much about her eating. It's more so to do with your duty as a man to ensure that you are keeping together your relationship. Now, if you don't feel like it and you want to operate based off how you feel, that's fine. Just lose your missus. I'll take her. Bring her here. Tell her DM me. Yeah, at the way of Wolf. Yeah, hey, hello. Yeah, you over there, Rosanna. Yeah, DM me. I'll take you out regardless of if I don't feel like it. Yeah, you're going to lose to guys that operate whether they don't feel like it, whether they do feel like it. You think Genghis Khan felt like every day waking up and going to Congo, going to conquer the rest of Persia? Mike Tyson even said it. He said every time he stepped into the ring, he felt fear. But regardless of how he felt, he still took the brave action. You're not even getting into the ring and boxing. Your thing is you just have to wake up an hour earlier, and you can't even do that. You can't afford to operate based off of how you feel. You need to put your feelings aside. Yes, we all don't feel like doing shit. That's part of being a human being. But you need to put your feelings aside, because there are greater things that you need to be achieving, or that are on the other side of not feeling like it. Take this. The things that are going to make you a better man are going to be often things you don't feel like doing it. And I'd actually argue this. If you felt like doing it, everybody else will probably feel like doing it. And if you and everybody else felt like doing it, everybody will have the things that are hard to attain. And if the things were so easy to attain, that are hard to attain now, it wouldn't be valuable and you wouldn't even want it in the first place. So, shift your mindset. Remember, accountability is the biggest thing in the world. Understand that the reason why it is so valuable is because it is so hard to attain. And when something is hard to attain, it is scarce. And when something is scarce, it is valuable. You see how it works in a cyclical cycle? It's hard to do, less people have it. Less people have it, it's more scarce. It's more scarce, it's more valuable. It's more valuable, it's harder to do. It's harder to do, less people have it. Less people have it, it's scarce. It's scarce, it's more valuable. You see, so the thing that is often hard to do is often the thing that ends up being typically the most valuable thing. Shift the mindset. Instead of saying this is hard to do, say this is valuable. So when you don't feel like waking up in the morning to go to the gym, don't say, oh, I can't wake up to go to the gym and going to the gym is so hard. No. Wake up thinking, all right, cool. This thing is going to be sick when I have my muscles and I'm built like Vegeta and I can Super Saiyan. Stop putting so much value based off of how you feel, because the right thing to do and the thing that is going to make you the best version of yourself is often going to be the thing you don't feel like doing. Think about that last time you took that brave action. I guarantee you probably didn't feel like doing it, but I bet you're grateful you did it afterwards. Understand this, you cannot afford to operate based off of how you feel. Always operate based off of results.